it's collecting the dust. Picked this one up from half price at $1.98. Happy Gilmore. It's just a funny comedy that he did. Again, look at the artwork on that, where he's yelling at the golf ball. It's just amazing movie, amazing title, and it's on Laserdisc. I will probably never get rid of these. I love these. I love the artwork. I love the. Again, this is one of my favorite comedic actors, so this is a really cool find. Next movie is Bulletproof, which had Damon Wayans. It's a really funny movie. Great work on this. I enjoyed this, and I was really happy to find this on Laserdisc. It's a pretty amazing movie as far as comedic, a little bit of action in it. Here's the back of it. Again, I enjoyed this one from back in the day. I'm trying to see where the copyright. That was 1996, so 1996. So it's got some age on it, but good movie. Again, this one's in widescreen. I will tell you that most of the movies will tell you what they're filmed in. Widescreen. Laserdisc are usually printed in. A lot of them are in letterbox form. Which is kind of like what you see at the movie with the two black bars. This format is basically what you see here on the disc is what you're going to get usually on the screen, especially when it actually says letterbox up here. And also these Laserdiscs also came with closed captioning. My sister is hearing impaired, and so we always had to buy a format of media closed caption, which is amazing because back in the day that was kind of a up and coming, modern technology, something that was new. And so when this format came out, it was great to find out that they were had closed captioning on the movies for, for most TVs and players. Again, this one says digital sound. If you look on most Blu-rays now, most Blu-rays, tell you that it has, 5.1 or what, as some of them even moved on even higher now, but digital sound was around. The technology was around even back then, and this one's from 1995. This was a classic comedy. Again, picked this one up real affordable. Billy Madison, Adam Sandler. Funny movie, just kind of a goofy movie, something to throw in and just watch. Again, the artwork just to me just draws you in. I mean, it's not like holding a DVD where you get, you just get what a DVD is showing you on, the box. It's kind of the same thing, but just, giving you a broader perspective. Holding this Laserdisc makes you feel like that, you've actually got something for your money's worth here. So, anyway. So I found this, E.T., which is an excellent movie, great movie. One of Spielberg's finest movies that he's done. I say one. Don't any arguments about that right now. I'm sure that there's probably a ton that he's done that people say is better. But for me, growing up in the 80s, this was a great hit, great movie. And again, the artwork on the back, cool film, great movie, and so cool. And here I have The Never Ending Story. So this one is kind of a bizarre but yet fascinating movie that will take you. Here we have Batman Returns on Laserdisc. This is a really cool find. Again, check out the artwork. You got Batman, Catwoman, and the Penguin. Michael Keaton, Michelle Pfeiffer, and Danny DeVito. The artwork alone on this is pretty crazy. It just makes you want to basically pop it in and watch it. Right now, just from the cover alone, looks very interesting. Again, this one has a more thicker, stronger, a plastic cover on this, the dust ruffle or dust cover for this. And again, this was probably a rental at one time. As a Blockbuster is on this. But again, Batman Returns. I believe I have all the Batmans on Laserdisc from the 80s and 90s. So I have the Michael Keaton original. I have the George Clooney and the Val Kilmer. All right, and so here's another one. Looks like one time was a Blockbuster video. I picked this one up at Goodwill for $1.99. Deluxe widescreen edition. Tom Cruise, Jack Nicklaus, Demi Moore, and A Few Good Men. If you've never seen this movie, it's an excellent movie. Great story. Jack Nicklaus' son is amazing in this one. So again, just great story. This one, I'm not going to take it out of the cover because they're kind of difficult to kind of pull out right now in these covers. Maybe at a later time, because I believe I have this as a double copy, and I have one that's not so sealed into this. But at one time, this movie looks like it cost $9.99 back in 1995. So, in the 90s, it was probably being resold somewhere. It looks like a Blockbuster. So, story. So, this one is kind of a bizarre, but yet, fascinating movie that will take you on a trip. It's really cool. It has a lot of neat characters in it. Definitely, if you have not seen The Never-Ending Story, this is a great movie to watch if you're into like fantasy type movies. This is a cool story. I remember watching this when I was a kid, and I enjoyed this very, very much. I'm trying to see 1984. So this one's from '84, and again, I mean, go and try to find this title right now. I mean, you might find it, but this is one that this is a rare title. I'm sure that most stores do not carry Never-Ending Story. So this was a cool find. Never-Ending Story. What's also cool about Laserdisc is they have these like music on Laserdisc, which is pretty cool. There's lots of different bands that you can find with their full albums on there. Now this one only has looks like 3 songs, which I've actually watched this. It's basically the same videos that you would see like on MTV VH1. And what's cool about this one is actually a mini Laserdisc that will actually fit in my player. I have a player that will play the Laserdisc, this size of Laserdisc, and then actually the CD inside of the tray. So, but this is really cool. Phil Collins is a great artist, so I picked this up. Not sure exactly where I picked it up from, but again, really cool find. You can find these pretty much anywhere as far as like thrift stores are, antique stores, eBay, Craigslist. Trying to think of anywhere else. Half Price Books and more. Maybe a few other like vintage shops maybe around your way that you can find and pick up these really cool Laserdisc. Again, really neat. I think it's a must-have for all media collectors, people that are into movies. So I've saved this one for a little bit later. I did pick this one up at Goodwill for $2.99. Actually, you know what? I think I picked this one up, to be honest with you, I think I might have paid 99 cents for this. I was on the verge of not buying this one. The cover is a little bit rough, but the title alone, the Miami Vice 2, The Prodigal Son, I believe this was like a made-for-TV movie. I used to watch Miami Vice when I was growing up. It was a really cool show. With Don Johnson and Philip Michael Thomas is in this, and the artwork alone is just really cool. It kind of gives you an idea, takes you back. It's gives you that throwback feel, that retro feel. This is it right here. These Laserdiscs. When you find a title like this, you definitely want to pick it up, especially if it's something that you've never seen or never heard of. Again, this is probably a really rare title. I haven't seen this anywhere else, and so I picked it up. And this is the kind of stuff that you find on Laserdisc. Just a really cool, neat movie. I haven't watched it yet, so I can't really give you a review on it, but this is just another title that I have. If you have any comments below, comment below and let me know if you've ever watched this one. Again, Miami Vice 2, The Prodigal Son. Let me know what you think about this one. All right, couple of more here, just a couple more. This one is Only the Lonely with John Candy. It's a great film, kind of a love story, and he's got this mom here that doesn't want him to basically leave the nest. He's about 40 years old, and he falls in love with a woman who's basically kind of a shelter type. Just basically he falls in love with her, and the mom doesn't want him to separate. And it's a good comedy, but it's definitely on that. John Hughes was involved in this film, and I just have the most upbeat respect, utmost respect for John Hughes. I enjoyed all of his films growing up. This is definitely a John Hughes production. This is a John Hughes film. I believe Chris Columbus was involved in this as well. But again, James Belushi's in this movie. John Candy, one of my all-time favorite actors, John Candy. I can't go on and on about how I enjoyed like John Hughes movies and John Candy movies. They're just amazing. So when I seen this on Laserdisc, I had to go ahead and pick it up. Again, sometimes when you find these Laserdiscs, you'll find that the customer that had bought it prior had just basically slit the end of the plastic and left the film on here. And it pretty much tells you, they're trying to take care of the movie. They probably paid pretty good amount of money for this. And so they did not want to damage it at all. And so what they did was they left that film on there. No telling how old that film is on here. The basically plastic clear wrapping. I'm trying to look up the year for this. It was 1991 was the pressing on this when the movie came out. So, I mean, this one's really in good condition for the year, and I didn't pay too much for it. Again, $2. John Candy, Only the Lonely. Okay, now this one is one that I saved to the last because I wanted to give you guys an idea of what I might have paid for this movie and as you can see, I gave $10 for this, which is high. It's very high, but this was a rare title. I've never seen this anywhere. Like I said, I've shopped for these all over Kentucky, all the way to Texas, all the states through there, Tennessee, Arkansas, all the way down through Texas, and I picked this up, I believe, in San Antonio. This is a really, really good movie. Another John Hughes film. That was just a really good story. It has James Belushi in this, Kelly Lynch, Allison Porter. If you've never seen this film, it's definitely got that 80s feel, and it's definitely a good story. It's great to watch with the family and the kids. Again, Curly Sue, on Laserdisc, and I did pay a little bit of money for this one. And probably the reason why that I went ahead and bid on this one was I had never seen it before anywhere else. I looked it up on eBay and did not see it listed very, very many times, and it was actually going for a lot of money. So, now, I mean, if things could have changed. Someone might have this on eBay. I'm not sure when I bought this. Looks like 2014. So I've had this for a couple of years. But someone now could have listed one on eBay, and it could be a lot cheaper. But again, I believe this is a rare title. And James Belushi does an excellent job in this movie. Allison Porter just steals the show. I mean, she's great in this movie. Basically they're homeless, and they basically take advantage of a lawyer who basically goes ahead and takes them in after some mishaps on their part, on their doing, and they end up, again, that it turns into a love story. And I'm not giving too much away, but it's just a heartfelt movie, great movie to watch. Again, Curly Sue on Laserdisc. And this is just, again, you could end up paying a little bit of money for a movie that you really, really want. A title that you're really wanting to add to your collection. You may end up, peeling a little bit of cash for it. But again, you got to realize the collectability and the rareness of some of these movies is hard to find. That's going to be all for my Laserdisc reviews tonight. I have a lot more. Please feel free to comment below, like and subscribe, and just let me know how I'm doing. I'm going to be doing some more of these Laserdisc videos. I'm actually going to cover some VHS as well, some of my VHS collection. And if you have any questions, just ask them below. Let me know, if I can help you with anything as far as, information on Laserdisc or any movies that you're interested in. Thanks for watching, guys, and you guys have a great day, and take care. We'll see you.